This is TWiT. Cablevision is launching a Wi-Fi only mobile service called Freewheel, which starts at $9.95 a month for Cablevision Optimum online subscribers and $29.95 per month for non-customers. The service will initially work only with Motorola's Moto G smartphone. Phil Goldstein is the editor of Fierce Wireless, and he joins us now to talk about this story. How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing well, Mike. I'm here in Washington, D.C., where we are probably not going to get as much snow as Kevin is going to get, or anywhere north of there. So that's a relief.
You'll get plenty, though. You'll get plenty of snow. The entire East Coast is going to be blanketed, and no matter where you are out there, I wouldn't fly because everything's being canceled. Now, how many hotspots are we talking about here? How many will be supported by this plan?
So Cablevision has 1.1 million total Wi-Fi hotspots on their hotspot network. They crossed the 1 million mark, I think, last July. And their service is primarily based in the tri-state area around New York City. And so, it's a huge metropolitan region, lots of potential customers for this service. I think that, I've reported and I've read in other reports that they're going to market it regionally, but it's going to be available nationally. But the bulk of their customer base is based in the New York area, and they have 1.1 million total hotspots on the network.
That is incredible. Now, they said that the Moto G will be the only phone supported here. Isn't that pretty limiting there? It's like, how many people have a Moto G? It seems like they're going to have a really puny rollout.
Yeah, I mean, that could limit it. They are heavily discounting the Moto G, so that could potentially boost their volumes. And I think I read in the Wall Street Journal that they're potentially going to expand this to other phones via an app. So in all likelihood, it will be expanded. To start, obviously, with one phone somewhat limits you, but, maybe that made it easier for Cablevision to get the service off the ground.
Kevin, can you hear us? I think we're having some technical difficulties. Can you hear us there?
I can. My apologies.
All right, wonderful. Fantastic. I have one more question for Phil, and then I'll let you jump in there, Kevin. But you mentioned an app. This is going to work with an app. Is that going to automatically log in for the users, or will they have to log in individually to every single Wi-Fi network?
The goal is to auto-authenticate with all of the hotspots that are on the Cablevision Wi-Fi network. So that definitely, will make it easier for users of this service to make calls, to send texts, to access the internet on their phones. The downside is that, while 1.1 million hotspots is a lot, it's not everywhere, and it's not the same as having a nationwide cellular wireless network the way that the wireless carriers do. So that limited footprint potentially limits the reach of this Cablevision service.
And Phil, you had pointed out that Cablevision thinks Wi-Fi is like a primary way for smartphones to connect when for so long it's been cellular. Are we there yet where this relatively limited amount of hotspots can really be used as a primary means of communication for people? I mean, there might be some edge cases, but, is this really feasible for everybody?
Well, so cable operators, cable MSOs have for a while talked about Wi-Fi being something that they see as complementary to cellular. Cablevision, among the cable operators, has been pretty aggressive in saying that Wi-Fi can be a technology that disrupts cellular mobile data. James Dolan, the CEO of the company, said that back in May of last year, and they're following through on that. I think that they say in their press release that this is geared towards people who are on Wi-Fi networks on their phones already, primarily at home, in the office, for people who are worried about cellular data overage fees, for people who want kind of a low-cost option for their kids, and some other kind of like niche use cases, like you said. I think that for most people, it's going to be too limited, but obviously, there are going to be some people who this is going to be a pretty viable option for. I don't think that right now, in terms of the ubiquity of Wi-Fi networks, we're there yet where Wi-Fi can be a definite alternative to regular cellular service. It might happen in the next few years, and this might become a more prominent offering from other cable operators or other companies that have Wi-Fi networks. But right now, I don't think that we're quite there yet.